So my name is Gianfranco Sorazio. I'm the CEO of eVISO. I'm here today with Federica Berardi, our CFO. She will be available at the end for the questions. The data of the semester that were released yesterday, they sign several high time records. Um, this is possible to a dedicated team of professionals, of employees, and of collaborators that bring their energy and passion to the work, and they deserve a special thank. We have people from over 10 origins from Europe and beyond, so I would like to start with that. Also, a special thank to our three brokers that I see in the audience, TP Cap Midcap, WebSim Intermonte, and Envent for supporting our initiative. I've seen the analysts and sales in the room. They tell me that they will be happy to give you informed support for your investment process. So today's session is focused on the half-year result. eVISO has a fiscal period going from July to June. So in this case, we are just looking at the semester July-December. Before moving to the main indicator, it is important to note that during the last semester, we received from analysts and from some of the investors a specific request to give the gross margin data as soon as possible. And so as a company, we received your request and we accepted, and process were changed. So for the first time, we announced together with the usual KPI also preliminary results from the gross margins. And that is the point where I'm starting. So if we can move, Marta, to the slide where we start with the gross margin. So we decided to release as soon as possible the gross margin, and we have that this semester the gross margin, the preliminary gross margin, will be within a range from 8 to 8.4 millions. This is 4 times, it looks incredible, but it's 4 times higher than the gross margin of the same period of last year, which was 2.2 millions. Is actually also 18% higher than the entire gross margin of last year, 12 months. So here is 6 months. This 6 months value is 18% higher than the 12 months value of last year. This is such an important result is driven by two factors: the strong increase in volumes and the margins per unit of volume. Today, we will look at the volumes and the increase in the volumes. So the volume of electricity grew to 431 gigawatt hour. This is a 49% increase compared to last semester, same semester of last year. And we grew in both reseller and direct client. You can see on the bottom left that the energy delivered to other operators, 94 operators in Italy. We delivered to them more or less 300 gigawatt hour, which is a 63% increase year over year. And also in the direct channel, we had a 25% increase in energy delivered to direct clients. The growth is the result of the expansion of the sales structure. So I'm sure you remember that last year in March 2023, eVISO announced the hiring of Franco Pancino, sales director, that helped the company to grow on the expansion of the direct sales structure. And also in September, we were happy to integrate in the company Paolo Pagani, an experienced sales person active in the reseller channel for more than 15 years. Paolo was inserted in a very strong reseller team led by one of our director, Giada Giangreco. So the growth in the volumes that you see here, those are past volumes. Just to connect, some of you asked me how these numbers connect to the press release we announced in the last months. In December, eVISO informed the market that the pipeline of subscribed annual contracts with reseller amounts to 1,250 gigawatt hour. So if we see that we delivered 300 gigawatt hour in one semester, okay, how this number compared to the announcement? So the announcement in December is about a pipeline of potential contracts with an annual number of 1,250, so very strong growth. And we also announced that the volumes in productions to reseller channel in December exceeds 700 gigawatt hour. It's a yearly number. So you clearly see that 300 in 1 month, in 6 months, is well below the 700, the expected numbers that we will experience in this year. In February, the 5th of February, we also communicated to the market that the volume under production, so the volumes we are already delivering to existing clients, exceeds 380 gigawatt hour annual. So in this case, 134 gigawatt hour in one semester is, if you double, is 260. How this compared to 380 that we already signed, this is, it's giving you a solid perception of the pipeline that we have already in our hands. So we look in the next 12 months of a solid growth, both in reseller clients and in direct clients due to already signed contracts. Also gas volumes. So the number of gas volumes is, it's growing. And we see that we delivered last semester 1.6 million standard cubic meters. This is almost double the value of last year. All this value is due to direct clients. The reseller channel became active. So we started to sell gas to reseller, but this channel became active only in recent months. And historic volumes, so we have very small volumes to reseller now. They reflect a phase-up period that will shift to a ramp-up period in the next gas season. So gas to reseller is a phase-up period. We are moving to a ramp-up in the next gas season, probably starting from September. So those are the number. We also see that our net financial position is 4.3 million euro. Since this is quite unique in the sector, meaning cash positive is quite unique in the sector, let me return on the fact that the eVISO profit formula has a cash conversion cycle which is able to keep a positive cash position. Last year, the high spikes of energy costs and some anomalies absorbed cash, and our net financial position was negative last year. On 31st of December was negative at minus 4 millions. Now here we are positive at 5.3 millions, meaning a change, of 9 millions, a positive change of 9 millions. So I'm comparing 31st of December 2023 with 31st of December 2022. We will have a slide later on comparing net financial position of 31st of December with June. So we will look at that. But it's important to stress that eVISO profit formula has a positive cash conversion cycle. We deliver positive net financial position. And this is quite unique in the sector. And it's very relevant in a high cost of capital. I will move to slide 3. So if you have questions, just please, that's the most important part for us. Just write them down and we will have time later on. Slide 3 represents the scale of operations. If you look at chip manufacture, which is now we have seen that everyone is worried about cheap manufacturers. The production facility is an infrastructure that you can actually touch. You can get into this cheap manufacturer. I had the honor of visit one. They are huge and they are beautiful. They perform thousands of operations per day. They have these robots. Now, those facilities you can actually see and touch. In a eVISO case, we have built it a digital infrastructure. You cannot touch, but you can see by the numbers. Actually, if you come to our headquarters, you can actually touch, but it's not as a cheap manufacturer. But we perform millions of operations per day. Here you see some glimpse of the scale. In the last semester, we served more or less 400,000 users with a increase of 66% year over year. Also, more than 2,000 gas users. We serviced 94 reseller, meaning giving services to, um, uh, I would say, operators in the electricity market. But I would like to point at the 33,000 of support service we gave to clients. I did a quick number. This is 10, 10 successfully closed support service per hour, 24/7. Every single hour of the last semester, we managed to successfully deliver and conclude 10, more or less, 10 services per hour. This is giving you the scale of the operation. It's like producing 10 machines, 10 cars per hour. It's a um, very strong industrial productions. So by looking at the numbers, you can see on the left that the number of, this was as expected, the growth in the number of users served for resellers increased 69%, but it's also important to look on the right. You see here the strong expansion in the direct clients. We served 31,000 direct clients with an increase of 51%. Um, Clearly, those increase are a clear sign of the scalability of our platform. We can absorb, not easily, but we can do it, an increase, double-digit increase in just 12 months. I would, yeah, I would say that the proprietary, I strongly believe that the proprietary digital infrastructure built by eVISO is a competitive advantage which is unique in the Italian and European landscape. It is a tool required to compete on the market, showing, our market is showing a relative stability in the values and cost of electricity and gas, month-to-month stability, but is showing very high hourly spikes. So the very strong volatility hour by hour, to me, is only manageable by machines. It's outside the capability of humans. And eVISO proprietary infrastructure is built exactly to deliver on these fluctuations. And by looking at the future, the introduction of electric cars, which can be connected to the grid at any given moment, the introduction of renewables, which are active, depending on the weather, and the introduction of batteries, which thousands of batteries in every house, which are actually, coming online and offline as they wish. All these factors will actually increase the hour-to-hour volatility of the market, which is going the direction of our proprietary infrastructure. If we then move to the net financial position, here there is the bridge of the net financial position between the data at the June 2023 with the data in December 2023. So we start from a positive net financial position cash of more or less 9 millions, and we close with 5.3 millions. In this case, Okay, we see. I will start with the absorption. Okay, because everyone is happy when there is a uh, a creation of cash. But by looking at the absorption, we see that the headquarter absorbed 2.5 millions. Yesterday, we announced that the board of directors decided to move the official address of eVISO from the historic headquarter to the new headquarter. Um, the inauguration of the building, official inauguration, will be on the 18th of May. It's a Saturday. Each and every one of you will receive an invitation for the party. As we speak, 90% of people are already in operation in the new headquarter. Uh, so even if it's not officially concluded, because that will happen, in the inauguration, I would say that talking about the operation is 90% of operation is already performed here. 1 million, so going back to the numbers, buyback absorbed 1 million. The buyback is still active. VAT credit, we see 2.9 million euros of VAT credit. VAT credit is due to strong increase in reseller channel. By looking at resellers, when we sell energy and service to resellers, uh, we sell at 0 VAT, but the uh, service we have to pay to Enel or Terna regarding I would say the renting of the cables or not the energy, everything which is not energy, we have to pay a 22% VAT number. So this 2.9 millions is actually part of the profit formula. The more we increase the reseller channel, the more we will have VAT credit. It's also important to understand that such credit is easily and cheaply converted in cash with bank if needed. So we decided of not selling because we have no need of having, I would say, a semester makeup to look good, but VAT credit is actually, as I say, cheaply and easily convertible in cash with banks. And then we have this 2.5 million reduction of deposits from customers. Customers last year, we increased very much the deposits, but last year deposits were calculated based on a cost of electricity, which was very high. We had to, align the deposit requested to resell and other clients to the actual value of energy. And so this is the 2.5 million euro reductions. So I would say that this is extraordinary value because now deposits are aligned. And so this is, I would say, the reconstruction of the bridge financial position. In here, let me also congratulate the team for maintaining, and we see on the bottom, A-class rating, Servet Rating Agency, which is the most important rating agency in Italy, confirmed on the 21st of December, A-class rating for eVISO. To my knowledge, the only other listed operator with an A-class rating is Eni. Clearly, it's different scale, still a very solid result. So let's move. Yeah, we are almost at the end. So I'm keeping my promise of staying within the 30 minutes. I left the comments regarding revenue for I would say a final slide because revenue of last semester reached 109 millions. With I'm sure you noticed a 25% decrease compared to last year. I think it's very important to put this decrease in context. In 2022, the graph that we see here is a graph produced by the Italian market, GME, and what you can see here is the line is the 2023 cost of energy. So for instance, in July, you see 112. So 112 euro per megawatt hour is the cost we pay of the energy in July of this year. But the bar you see on the bottom is the difference with last year. So in July, for instance, the energy cost was 112, which was 329 euro less than last year. In August, we paid 112 euros. So this is actually the cost of electricity given by, say, the market. 111 euro in August, which was 431 euro less than last year. So clearly, the point here is the cost of energy in the Italian market from July to December 2022 was 358, while in this semester was 119, with a decrease of 67%. So despite a decrease in the cost of energy of 67%, we were able to just reduce our turnover of 25%. How was this possible? Clearly, we have seen the increase in volumes. But if any of you is a similar example of a shift of other industry with a contraction in 12 months of 69% in the cost of the raw material, please just make a question later on, because we have not seen such an experience. And despite this, we managed to increase the gross margin and all the numbers we have seen. So I would say that this is a very positive result. Uh, it's also important that if you look July, August, September, October, you see that the price is 112, 111, 115, 134, 121. It's a quite stable value, which is, it's very important for us. But a stable month-to-month average, on the other hand, we have very high spikes hour to hour. Okay, so that is where our infrastructure is very active in the market. So I would move to the to the last slide. Here you have a quick overview on Smart Mele. Smart Mele, it's the marketplace where operators from all over the world can buy and sell apples with the price fixed in the future. We focused this years in increase the liquidity, meaning the number of tons of material that the operators can buy and sell. So in December, the number of tons available in the market were 40,000 tons, which is 20 times higher than the same number last year. This is a milestones. We are very happy. If we look to the traded tons, you see 106 traded tons. This is a message. The volumes, we build the infrastructure, but the volumes translating are still not material compared to all the other activities we have in eVISO. So this project is still in a, I would say, phase up period where we are helping customers from all over the world to utilize, make use of this new infrastructure. So I would say that by going to conclusion, then we can go to the last slide. Here are some of the news. We started from September to give to the market very, I would say, continuous update on the volume, on the technologies, and on our actions. So I'm sure you experience an increase in communication. But I would like to conclude that before going to the questions, that as a result, eVISO is today producing a gross margin at a rate stronger than ever. We are increasing our pipeline, and we see communication of pipeline to direct and to reseller channel. We are creating and increasing competitive barriers to other operators by accelerating on digital infrastructure. Our digital infrastructure is a competitive advantage that I would say, is increasing the water level. So we are making the market more and more competitive so that operators either increase their price or they do some activity, but we are actively increasing the complexity of the market, and we are very strongly expanding our sales infrastructure in direct clients and reseller to acquire more volumes.